Is it possible for you to be able to gain access to hundreds of thousands of dollars in unsecured credit without signing your name on the dotted line, without providing a personal guarantee? I'm about to share with you exactly how to do it, so buckle up your seatbelts because there's a lot of stuff to cover in a very, very short period of time. So here we go. So some of you have been actually asking me on a routine basis whether or not I would do a video covering how to get credit, namely unsecured credit, without having to sign a personal guarantee. Now, taking you back to the Bush era, Bush number 2, where he had actually put the Patriot Act in force. This was around the time of 9/11. This was to thwart any kind of activity to funnel funds to terrorist organizations. The banks and creditors have gotten very strict as far as collecting personal information on people to tie them to credit and loans, I guess, to be able to stop terrorist funding. I don't know how that kind of relates, but I guess it can. If you want to take out a bunch of loans to fund terrorist activity, I guess that may be what they were thinking. I don't know. So banks and lenders have gotten very, very strict because of federal law, and many of them don't offer personal guarantee, I guess you could say, abolishment, to be able to get funding or get a credit card without it. Okay, so if you have a low personal FICO score, my advice to you is to increase your FICO score, which you can as fast as possible. In fact, I have a free credit book. It's called Credit Millionaire. You can download it. I have more information about how you can get it for free. You don't have to pay for shipping, handling, or anything. It's 100% free. And you can download it instantly by going into the description box below. So I strongly urge you to boost up that FICO score, because then that allows you to be able to gain access to all kinds of unsecured credit relatively quickly. But let's go back to the no personal guarantee. Now, my experience with students over the years has been that those that don't want to sign a personal guarantee usually have some kind of hidden agenda that they want to screw over the banks. And if that's your agenda, this is not something that I'm recommending that anybody do, because banks and lenders, they do make the world go around. They allow you to be able to have a house. They allow you to be able to finance a car. They allow you to have unsecured credit with your credit cards. And even though a lot of people like to bash banks and lenders, if it wasn't for them, most of us would not even own anything, which may or may not be good. I don't know, but you wouldn't probably have a house if you bought a house, or you probably wouldn't be able to have a car if you bought a car and financed it or leased it. So if your intent is to get a no personal guarantee because you just want to screw people over, then this is not the video for you. In fact, it's a very short-sighted vision on your part, and you probably shouldn't be thinking in terms of that anyway, because you're not understanding the grand scale of things. Like, if you ultimately want to build a multi-million-dollar business, do you think you're going to do it by getting $100,000 from a bank and screwing them over? I mean, that just will trash your personal and business credit immediately, and you don't want to have that kind of vision for yourself. But yet you do want to pay that $100,000 back, so then that way they'll give you $200,000 next time, and $300,000 and $500,000 and $1 million. You know, that's how you kind of build up to be able to use OPM or other people's money to ultimately build a massive business that's cash flowing, or a massive real estate empire, for example, or whatever it is that you want to build. So I'm hoping that you don't want to not get the personal guarantee loans and credit because you want to screw them over, because that's just not a really good vision for your life. Plus, it's bad karma. You don't want that, right? So let's talk about how a no personal guarantee loan or credit card works. This is typically for large Fortune 500 companies, like, for example, a C corporation like GM, or a C corporation like IBM, for example. They're going to have massive amounts of money and volume coming through their bank. And so they're not going to sign a personal guarantee for their credit cards and for their loans, because they could show that volume going through their bank account. So I'm going to warn you in advance, most of these personal guarantee, non-personal guarantee loans and credit cards, they're going to want to see significant amounts of money deposited into a bank account that's usually tied to the credit card, or they're going to want to see some significant financial volume going through your business to be able to offer you this. They're not going to offer you a non-personal guarantee personal credit card or personal signature loan. That's just not going to happen. But if you do have a business, a C corporation, S corporation, LLC, PC, whatever you have, then you could potentially get a non-personal guarantee loan or business credit card if you have volume. So some banks require 12 months volume it could be as little as, a few $1,000s a month, for example, but you do have to have volume going through your account. Some banks require you to have $75,000 or more parked in that bank. So for example, they will give you a non-personal guarantee credit card, but you do have to have $75,000 in their bank, in their business checking account, to be able to offer that. And on top of that, even worse, every single month they take that out of your bank account automatically. So for example, if you charge $10,000, it's not going to stay revolving. They're going to literally take that $10,000 during the next billing statement 100%. Like, you can't carry over the balance month after month. So if you're looking for a no guarantee, no personal guarantee business credit card, that's what you're up against. There are options for you. Like, for example, you can take the ramp card. Again, all charges have to be paid every single month or in the next billing statement. No balances can carry over. You do have to start a bank account with them for $25,000 for them to be able to open up a no PC, meaning no personal guarantee credit card, unsecured credit card. And obviously you do have to have a business to be able to make that work. There's the Brex card, but you do have to have a $50,000 account balance. You cannot carry the balance yet again, because you have to pay it off every single month during the next billing statement, and they will automatically take that from your bank account. You could also consider RHO. Now, RHO is probably your best bet. So RHO corporate card, they work with relatively new businesses. They do want to see 12 months of financials, but you don't have to have a minimum balance with them. You don't even have to have a business checking account with them. You don't even have to have a minimum amount of gross revenues coming through that business. You do have to be able to show, though, 12 months of financials. So, those are your basic options. There's several others, like Mercury, for example, where you can actually, again, be able to get, a no PC or no personal guarantee card. Please note that they also want to see $25,000 in a bank account that is with them, which is, I think it's their IO card, which is specifically for startup businesses. So if that's you, then you probably want the IO corporate card. We talked about the Brex card. Sam's Club also has a card as well. So you could check into the Sam's Club. It's through Synchrony Bank. They can also offer you a potential no PC or no personal guarantee unsecured business credit card. But I'm going to warn you again, most of these companies, most of these banks, they do want to have you have anywhere from $20 to $75 or more $1,000 in a bank account that's with them, as well as some kind of, showing gross revenues going through that bank or going through your business every single month. So my advice to you is to boost up your mid-FICO score. Watch one of my many other videos that show you exactly how to boost up your mid-FICO as quickly as possible. So then that way you can qualify for unsecured. You want to be able to qualify for unsecured personal guarantee cards, namely business or corporate credit cards. And that way you can gain access to $50,000 or $100,000 with a handful of banks. Like, for example, Chase Inc. offers up to $50,000 even for fairly new businesses. If your personal FICO is at 720 or above, even better if it's 750 or above, they'll give you $50,000 right off the bat. And yes, you do have to sign a personal guarantee, but what's the problem? Like, unless you plan on personally screwing these people over, like, why would you have a problem signing a personal guarantee? So you need to sit yourself down and ask yourself, like, why do I have a problem signing a personal guarantee? And if the answer is because you want to screw the banks over, then you're going at this the wrong way. Like, this is not the way to do it. You can't be that short-sighted to where you want to screw a bank over just to get a few $1,000 for free. I mean, that's so short-sighted, and that's going to trash your future opportunities to be able to build a really healthy, profitable business by thinking that way. You just don't want to do that. But like I said, also bad karma. You don't want to do that either. So think in terms of how can I increase my mid-FICO, and how can I get my mid-FICO as close to 750 or above as quickly as possible? So then that way I can get myself a brand spanking new corporation, corporate entity, for-profit corporation in my home state. And then I can immediately qualify for 10, 15, 20, 25, $50,000 in unsecured credit from Chase Inc., from Citibank, from US Bank, from Ameris Bank, from Bank of America. From, one of my favorite cards is actually Amex, American Express. They give me all kinds of money, right? And the more of a business relationship you have with them over the years, they'll give you all kinds of, different loan options and all kinds of different programs that they have. So again, that's the way to do it. So when you're asking about how do I get a no personal guarantee loan or credit card, that's the wrong question to ask. The question you need to really be asking is, how do I increase my mid FICO to 750 or above as quickly as possible? And how quickly can I get a brand spanking new for-profit corporation in my home state? So then that way I can, between the two of us, me, my personal social security number, and the corporate entity's EIN, which is the social security number for the corporation, we both can go on these business applications and we can actually raise hundreds of thousands of dollars in unsecured credit. Yes, there's a personal guarantee involved, but again, if your intent is to use this money to build wealth and you have confidence in the investments or the business opportunities that you want to go after is helping you build wealth, then you shouldn't have a problem agreeing to the terms and conditions and paying these back. Because remember, even though these are personal guarantee credit cards through these business issuing banks, like for example, you get a Business American Express, say you get a Business American Express Delta card or a Business American Express Amazon card, that does not show up on your personal credit. There's only 2 business credit cards that I personally know of. I'm sure there's more, but that I personally know of that shows up on your personal credit. There is Discover Business, which don't get that card, because that will show up on your personal credit. And then there is Capital One Sparks business card. Those are the 2 business credit cards you do not want, because they do personally report on your personal credit reports. But all the other business cards that I have, Bank of America, Ameris Bank, US Bank, American Express, Citibank, Chase Inc., like none of those will show up on your personal credit. So again, ask yourself, why is it that I'm so obsessed with this no personal guarantee loan or this no personal guarantee business credit card? Like, what's the exit strategy and why I'm so obsessed with this? And the answer is because maybe you're not knowledgeable enough to know that it doesn't affect your personal credit anyway if you sign a personal guarantee for any of those unsecured business credit cards. And you're building this long-term relationship with American Express, for example, that you're going to ultimately be able to use for many, many years to come, to use their money to build wealth for yourself. And if you're doing it the right way and you're doing it with the right intent, which is, of course, building wealth for you and your family in the future and building a legacy business for yourself, then you should have no problem signing a personal guarantee, because it's not personally affecting you anyway. It's not personally affecting your FICO or your personal credit. So sign the damn personal guarantee and do it the right way without being so obsessed with the no personal guarantee for whatever reason, okay? So that's the way you need to start thinking. Start thinking like a multimillionaire. Start thinking in terms of, how can I build wealth using OPM? And forget about all this stuff that you heard from different people about the no PG, no personal guarantee loans, and forget about all that, because there's too many hoops to have to jump through to be able to get those kinds of loans and to be able to get those kinds of unsecured credit cards. And instead, doing it the normal way is probably the best way to do it. I have another video that talks about a $50,000 unsecured business credit card you can get, as well as many, many others. So you want to check out my other YouTube videos. Also, if you need to get your FICO up as quickly as possible, I'm offering you my free Credit Millionaire book. It's 100% free. It's an instant download. You can go ahead and go down below in the description box to go ahead and get that download for free. That will share with you exactly how you can bump up that mid-FICO to 750 or above as quickly as possible. Many of my students are able to do it within a couple months, depending on where your personal mid-FICO is right now. It might take them longer than a couple months. It might take a year, but who cares? And a year from now, you're still going to be a year older. You might as well have a 750 or above FICO in a year from now, right? And then you can enjoy the benefits and opportunities of all these different unsecured business credit card programs, unsecured business credit cards, and loans that are available to you by simply having a really good, healthy personal mid FICO score. So if you found that this was helpful, give me a nice thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to my channel, because I have a lot more stuff to bring to you as far as credit as well as wealth building. This is Monica Main signing off, and I will see you in the next video.